over that we are in the then they fight you stage. And 2009 to 15, first they laugh at you. First they ignore you, right? They just a bunch of nerds and geeks playing with their magic internet money. Who cares? 16 to 21, then they laugh at you. Bunch of nerds and geeks playing with their magic internet money. Ha 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 ha. Not real. 2022 to 2027, unfortunately, probably. Then they fight you. And I will take the other side. SBF is the mastermind of nothing. Caroline, mastermind. They are not masterminds. They are useful idiots. That legislation didn't come from him. It came from the top.
Mark Yusko, a hedge fund manager and American investor, has once more warned investors about the government's and banks' raging campaign against the cryptocurrency industry. The founder and manager of Morgan Creek Capital Management, in a recent interview with Blockworks Macro, Yusko, claims that there is a massive scheme being carried out by influential figures in the traditional financial sector to seize control of the cryptocurrency industry. According to Yusko, the threat from new, more potent systems and industries has always existed for established industries and systems. Yusko will now take you to his interview where he also discusses his predictions for the cryptocurrency markets in 2023. Please view, like, and share this video. Additionally, be sure to share your thoughts and observations in the comment section below so that it can be seen by more people. Have fun with the video. Yusko emphasizes the necessity for a Bitcoin adoption mechanism in his interview, as well as indications of the conflict against the cryptocurrency sector.
I don't want to shift, because Michael, you labeled me hopeful at the beginning, so I don't want to shift all the way to sinister, but I got to add some sinister here.
That was quick, Mark. That was a quick pivot.
Look, what Santiago brings up is at the core of all of this, and look, I'm not going to go all the way into the complete sinister, but we've talked about this from over and over that we are in the then they fight you stage. And 2009 to 15, first they laugh at you. First they ignore you, right? They just a bunch of nerds and geeks playing with their magic internet money. Who cares? 16 to 21, then they laugh at you. Bunch of nerds and geeks playing with their magic internet money. Ha 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 ha. Not real. 2022 to 2027, unfortunately, probably, then they fight you. And I will take the other side. SBF is the mastermind of nothing. Caroline, mastermind. They are not masterminds. They are useful idiots. That legislation didn't come from him. It came from the top. That is the incumbents, the banks, and the regulators trying to do exactly as you said, to cancel this incredible technology that replaces trust with truth. Look, that is a monster transition that is going to happen. Right? We talked about the red flag law, right? No one's ever seen anyone walking in front of a car with a red flag. No one listening to this podcast has ever seen that. But that was the law at the turn of the century when the automobile was created. The horse and buggy people went and paid big money to the New York regulators to get them to pass a law. They said you had to hire a human to carry a red flag in front of your car so you didn't, run into anybody. So that is where the term red flag comes from. They paid the regulators to get and look, when the airlines came out, the train companies tried to do a similar thing. When the internet was created, they tried to pass a law that made voice over IP, which we're all using right now, illegal. And Al Gore did not invent the internet, but he did kill that bill. So he does get some credit for helping the internet be created. And central bank digital currencies, that is not positive for anything, anywhere. I will echo it with one caveat. Well, the second caveat. So the first caveat is clearly if DCG goes bust, and Genesis tumbles and Tether turns out to be a total fraud, which it probably is. Probably not total fraud, but probably bad guys doing bad stuff. I heard a great line, or saw a great line today, fraudahamas, that the Bahamas are basically the haven for fraudsters. Always has been. Money laundering and all kinds of good stuff. But the second caveat is we need an adoption mechanism to drive adoption. right? And in the early bull market in kind of 15, 16 into 17, it was just the first introduction into a wallet, and whether it was a hot wallet or in some cases a ledger or something like that. In 2019-20 was all about GBTC. And in the absence of an adoption mechanism, it's hard to get the fulfillment of the cycle. So while like I said, crypto winter ended in June, we're in crypto spring. Crypto spring lasts till April next year, and then we get to crypto summer. The angle of ascent of crypto summer has to do with the ability of the masses to have adoption. It ain't going to be GBTC at a 50% discount. It's just not. So we need something else to get the capital into Bitcoin.
What mechanism, in your opinion, will drive the upcoming wave of cryptocurrency acceptance worldwide? Do you believe that there will be a major global recession, increased censorship, and government overreach using fiat currencies and CBDCs, or if the bull market will return? Please share your thoughts with us in the comment section below. Despite the scheme to harm the cryptocurrency sector and the warnings about GBTC and Tether, according to Yusko, 2023 will be a stronger year for the sector than 2022. Here is Mark Yusko's 2022 macro prediction.
The Mt. Gox thing in 2014, way worse. Like orders of magnitude worse than the FTX debacle. And look, I don't want to minimize the fact that $9 billion is a meaningful amount of money. But it's not relative to a $1 trillion industry, first of all. Second, it is not unusual to have centralized institutions fail. We've had 523, I think is the number, banks fail since the global financial crisis. Forget the things that happened in the global financial crisis, but since then, there have been 523 banks that have gone away. The other thing is when Mt. Gox went under, there was no really other viable options for exchanges. I mean, it was it. Now there are 499 other exchanges. And look, I don't want to go down the rabbit hole on this, and I would like to leave this, this perpetrator in the rearview mirror and not even mention his name. But the issue for me is, as Yano said, the positivity of the technology has been acknowledged. The flight of talent into the industry is here to stay. That's all hugely positive. The wrapping it back to the macro stuff is, I agree that the banquet of consequences is a really apt description because, look, the Fed created this mess, the Fed and all the other central banks around the world, by having emergency policies long after the emergency. And why did they do that? Right? Well, they did that to reliquify the bank balance sheets. The bank balance sheets were horrific. Right? There's a reason the Genesis block has the chancellor bailing out the banks for the second time. There's a reason that Bitcoin was created right in the middle of the global financial crisis. It wasn't created on that day. It was ready for some period of time, a year, 2 years, whatever it was. It was released on that day for a reason. We are likely in a recession. Be like, no, Mark, we're not. Look at the number yesterday. The GDP was so high, 3.2%. Like, no, it wasn't. GDP was negative. The only reason we had a 3.2% print is because they released a bunch of oil from the SPR and counted it again for the second time. They counted it when they produced it. Now they're counting it again when they sell it as net exports. That's just tomfoolery, right? That's not real. Same thing's happened in the fourth quarter, and it's going to be a positive number. First quarter is going to be a wipeout. It's going to be a wipeout bad number because we have seasonality, we got polar vortexes, we got global growth slowing. It's going to be a wipeout. Earnings are going to be a wipeout.
What do you think about Mark Yusko's analysis of the situation of the cryptocurrency markets at the moment? Do you think the XRP case and the FTX crash are part of a scheme to halt the industry's expansion? Please share your thoughts and views in the space provided below. Please like, subscribe, and watch our previous videos with Mark Yusko and other well-known figures in the Bitcoin field. Thank you for watching.